to blow up Russian vehicles and trenches. These tiny, cheap kamikaze aircraft have been around for years, filming weddings and racing each other.
This Ukrainian drone caught a tired Russian soldier alone and decided to do something absolutely unbelievable. Worse, the whole exchange was caught live on video. This is not just some random clip either. It comes from the Donbas region, filmed by the legendary Magyar Birds unit, famous for pushing drone warfare to the next level. The video itself starts like a scene straight out of a spy movie. The pilot, known as Payne, was flying an F-10 model drone, lightweight, reusable, and insanely precise near the ground. Watching him fly is like watching an artist at work. And just under it was the chilling scene that kept us talking. There were no explosions, no chaos, just one tired Russian soldier completely alone, bowing his hands head to surrender to this small quadcopter drone. He was not running or hiding. Instead, the drone guided him through the forest past barbed wire straight to Ukrainian forces. The crazy part is that Payne could have taken out the soldier, but instead brought him alive to Ukrainian lines. That is pure tactical genius, controlling the battlefield without adding more chaos. When you think about that for a second, he chose strategy over destruction.
For several tense seconds, the soldier, visibly broken and unarmed, sits still as the drone seemingly considers his fate.
It's almost surreal how the hunter became the guide in that moment. This drone was not just spying or attacking, it was actively escorting someone, flipping the rules of what war normally feels like. At this point, you might be thinking, how is this even possible? Well, keep watching. The human side hits even harder. Imagine being exhausted, scared, and facing a drone that feels both relentless and strangely humane. Instead of being attacked, the soldier is guided to safety. It's chilling, but also oddly caring in the middle of a brutal war. The footage also shows how drones mess with soldiers' minds. Being invisible, relentless, and strategic, these machines make it impossible to feel safe. Exhaustion alone cannot protect you anymore, and that changes everything. By now, you might be wondering how the soldier even feels seeing this tiny drone above him.
Paints a vivid picture of the relentless drone campaign being waged against Russian troops on the front lines.
This is part of a bigger strategy by Ukrainian forces using FPV drones as serious game changers. They are not mere battle toys. They are practical, low-cost tools that track, locate, and sometimes capture enemy soldiers. It's a mix of tactics and psychology. Instead of blowing things up, drones guide behavior, creating surrender moments without firing a shot. The drone becomes a silent commander in the sky, invisible but impossible to ignore, pushing soldiers toward their own lines. To put it simply, the battlefield has a new player, and it changes everything. The tech side is like something out of a video game. FPV drones can zip around obstacles, fly low and fast, and even interact with humans in meaningful ways. Modern conflicts are not just about armies or firepower, they are about who can think creatively and use tech smartly. Even smaller forces can flip the game by embracing drones in new unexpected ways. Just pause for a second and imagine the tension on the ground as this tiny machine decides what happens next.
In dramatic footage from the front lines of Donetsk, a Ukrainian Special Forces unit once again demonstrated its prowess.
Under all the tech and strategy, the meaning of this incident is what hits. That exhausted soldier is more than a target. He is vulnerable, scared, just trying to survive. Watching him surrender and be guided by a drone is haunting and emotional. It reminds us that even in a world dominated by bullets and digital warfare, humans are at the center. Their stories, fears, and choices shape everything, even when machines lead the way. So far, we've seen the drone guiding him through danger, and now comes the part that makes it really intense.
The 40 Russian motorcycle riders attempting to break through Ukrainian defenses met a tragic end.
The Magyar Birds unit deserves a shout out too. They are redefining what drones can do on the battlefield. Payne's skill in flying the F-10 to guide the soldiers safely is not just talent, it is creativity under pressure. It shows that modern warfare is not only about brute force. Strategy, brains, and tech can change the outcome without more destruction. You have to wonder, how many soldiers today have faced something like this? Watching this video, it is impossible not to rethink how war is evolving. The drone is tiny but changes everything. It can manipulate, influence, and completely shift the flow of battle. Soldiers now face threats they cannot see or fully fully understand. Machines move fast, watch everything, and change the rules entirely. This is a new layer of pressure on the battlefield that did not exist before. At this point, you can almost feel the tension as the soldier moves under the drone's watchful eye.
From Ukrainian sources paints a vivid picture of the relentless drone campaign being waged against Russian troops on the front lines. From precision strikes on armored vehicles to brutal close-range engagements, the videos provide a rare and raw glimpse into how drones are reshaping the battlefield.
The soldier's capture also represents a bigger shift in thinking. Drones are more than weapons. They are tools of control and influence. They enforce decisions, guide actions, and shape outcomes without traditional combat. The psychological impact is huge. Being guided by a machine that feels unstoppable adds stress and forces new behavior. This is a new kind of warfare where brains and machines team up. And just to recap, so far we've seen exhaustion, guidance, strategy, and human vulnerability all collide in one intense moment. At the same time, this moment is surprisingly relatable. War often feels like numbers on a map, like strategies and formations that only generals understand, but here, you see the reality up close. There is a soldier, alone, exhausted, unsure of what will happen next. Every step he takes under the drone's watchful eye is filled with tension. You can almost feel his heart racing. It makes you realize that even in the middle of high-tech warfare, people are the ones living through it, making split-second choices that decide life or death. The drone, small and high-tech as it is, interacts with him in a way that almost feels intentional. It guides him, herds him towards safety, and influences his decisions without a word or a weapon. Watching this unfold is both fascinating and nerve-wracking because you see how powerful invisible influence can be. The soldier is forced to make choices he might never have imagined, surrendering not to a person but to a machine that represents strategy, control, and observation all at once.
The Ukrainian soft unit expressed its appreciation to its frontline comrades for the success of this operation.
This footage also makes you rethink what combat even looks like today. Traditional ideas of hand-to-hand fights, long-range artillery, or massed armies are not the full picture anymore. Precision, agility, and psychological influence are becoming the real game changers. Small, smart forces can leverage technology to compete with armies that are far larger and better equipped. The Ukrainian forces are showing that creativity, clever tactics, and smart use of drones can change outcomes in ways that might have seemed impossible before.
The team leader, a 21-year-old, call sign Darwin, an ace pilot of FPV suicide drones.
Зараз я лечу в район зосередження різних кацапських штук.
FPV stands for First Person View.
Just imagine being there on that battlefield. You see a tiny drone guiding a single soldier through danger and uncertainty, and suddenly you understand that war is no longer just about numbers or firepower. It is about influence, control, and human decision-making. Every choice matters, every movement is observed, and every interaction, even with a machine, can shape the result. This is a peek into the future of warfare where technology, strategy, and courage collide in a way that is both terrifying and incredible. It also stands out because of restraint and strategy. Choosing capture over killing shows tactical intelligence beyond raw aggression. Technology opens new possibilities, from saving lives to controlling outcomes. Watching the drone guide the soldier to safety feels cinematic. It blends tension, skill, and humanity in a way that is unreal and deeply moving.
Зараз би я, напевно, навчався на третьому курсі медичного університету.
Darwin and his drone team personify a dramatic leap in the evolution of warfare.
Технологічна мілітарі революція.
The psychological side cannot be ignored. A drone strips away security, forces constant vigilance, and introduces uncertainty. The soldier does not know what the drone can do or what it intends. This mental pressure influences choices in ways that only human commanders used to. It is an invisible influence that changes everything about fighting and decision-making. FPV drones also show how small forces use ingenuity to maximize impact. Cheap, agile, reusable, and full of unexpected tricks. In skilled hands, they are more than machines. They are strategic tools that shape the battlefield, enforce decisions, and save lives. Innovation and creativity often beat raw size and power.
August 28th, 2025. A Russian soldier tried to hide behind a tree to escape an FPV drone, but failed.
The captured soldier also teaches a lesson amid tech dominance. His surrender is fear, exhaustion, and hope all at once. The drone guiding him shows that tech does not have to be destructive. It can be precise, strategic, and even humane. This creates a new kind of battlefield story where people and machines interact to resolve conflict in ways that feel strange but real. At the end of the day, this video is more than a tech display. It shows how warfare is evolving, blending skill, tech, and emotion. The FPV drone capturing one soldier is a symbol of new dynamics where machines influence outcomes, push behavior, and highlight vulnerability. It forces us to rethink what being on a battlefield means and shows that smart strategy still shapes everything. This footage makes you pause. It is not about glorifying war. It is about showing how tech and human thinking collide, creating unpredictable but fascinating results. A tiny drone guiding a weary soldier is a glimpse of a future where combat is precise, smart, and psychological. Watching it leaves you thinking. Modern soldiers face challenges no one imagined a decade ago. Drones like the F-10 do more than observe or attack. They manipulate, guide, and control, challenging traditional military thinking. Magyar Birds and pilots like Payne show that creativity and skill can redefine outcomes. The future of war is not just tech, it is people using it smartly to shape the world. The captured soldier is proof that even in high-tech war, humans matter most. He is tired, scared, and facing choices that affect survival. The drone adds tension, but the human response defines the outcome. It is a story about choices, vulnerability, and the strange dance between soldiers and machines. Behind every tech advance, there are real people feeling fear, relief, and hope. Overall, this FPV drone footage is a powerful look at the future of combat. It blends tech, strategy, and psychology into one intense moment. It challenges expectations, fascinates with creativity, and leaves a lasting impression on how wars might be fought. It is chilling, incredible, and tactical all at once. It makes you see war, tech, and human courage in a whole new light. What would you do if you were that soldier? Do you think you'd have been able to stay calm? Leave your thoughts on this war exchange in the comments below. Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.